Hey YouTube, this is Zendikar Animist, and I'm bringing you the deck tech for my Izzet kicker deck. So the deck was originally based on the card Risen Riptide, which whenever you play a kick spell becomes a 5/5 for the turn, which is pretty big. So the kicker spells I'm running are Roil Eruption, with Tazeem Roilmage, and Into the Roil. These are all just really solid cards in their own right. Roil Eruption 3 damage or 5 damage. Tazeem Roilmage, probably the worst without kicker because it's just a 2/1, which is not great, but it's fine. It can get the job done, I guess. But when you kick it, you can get any of your instant sorceries back, including Roil Eruption, which is really fun to do. And then Into the Roil is just great. It's the cheapest kicker spell to play kicked in the deck, and so it's very easy to turn on Risen Riptide, and it's very versatile. Does a lot of good stuff. Other blue cards we're running Cloudkin Seer and Phantom Warrior as kind of an invasion package. Normally, people would probably run Cloudkin Seer alongside Even Eternal. This deck is very loosely based on Jace, so I didn't want to run Bolas as Even Eternal in it. So I ran Phantom Warrior instead. I'm not sure about the decision though. I might want to put a different flyer in because, well, he can get through anything. He can't block flyers, which is something I had a lot of trouble with a lot of my games, is not being able to block flyers or having enough answers for them. Another thing I ran was 4 Cleric of Chill Depths. You want to get to the late game with this deck so you can start kicking stuff. I mean, Roil Eruption costs 7 to kick, which is a lot of mana. So I ran him to protect myself early game. But once again, the problem was that I ran into a lot of flyers, and he doesn't do anything against them. I'm strongly considering replacing him with Glimmerbell, in fact, because Glimmerbell is a 1/3 flyer and blocks opponents' Cloudkin Seers and other stuff forever. So I'm definitely heavily considering doing that. Other cards I'm running Frantic Inventory to draw a bunch of cards, hopefully, and then opt just for some deck card selection. Mana base is 18 islands, 2 mountains, and 4 Swiftwater Cliffs. That's another thing I'm doing is considering taking the mountains up to 4 mountains, because there were a couple times when I had Roil Eruption in hand, but didn't have a red source to play it, so I think 6 might just be too few. For the sideboard, I'm running 4 Blazing Volley. This has been a very good sideboard card in this deck. It just can get rid of a lot of creatures at once, so it's very useful if you're running red. I'm also running 1 mountain in the sideboard for when I decide in Blazing Volley. I'll take out an island for another mountain, because I need 8 red cards, because you're not going to cut Roil Eruption, so you'd want more mountains. Another reason to increase the main deck mountain count as well. Also running 3 Essence Scatter to counter problematic creatures, namely the Legion Battalion and Vampire Conquistador. Those creatures, if they resolve, can get a lot of card advantage, so you want to counter them instead of killing them. Negate, because it gets rid of, it's a good protection spell against any kind of control or non-creature deck. I didn't play that many of those this round, so I didn't bring this in too often, but still very important. Same thing with Devious Cover-Up. The main reason to run Devious Cover-Up is for the exile ability, not the shuffling things into the deck ability. You're fine shuffling your creatures into your deck, but you don't really want, except for Opt, you really don't want to shuffle any of your non-creatures into the deck, because you can get them back with Tazeem Roilmage, so just be wary of that. Especially not Frantic Inventory, unless you have 4 of them already in the graveyard, because they stack the more you have in the graveyard. So shuffling cards into the deck is not as useful, but being able to exile something can prove to be very useful in the right matchup, so that's why I'm running this in the sideboard. I'm probably going to take it down to 2 in the sideboard down the line, though, so anyway, that's the deck. It didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. I had a lot of trouble, as I said, dealing with flyers. I have a lot of ways to gum up the ground with earlier Roil Mages or Chill Depths, and even the 05 power of Risen Riptide can help defend myself against ground-based threats. But against flyers, I definitely struggled, and that's something I definitely need to consider for the next build. Another thing I'm considering is I was originally running 4 Blink of an Eye as well as the 4 Into the Roil, and I might put that back in because when I added Roil Eruption, I decided to cut Blink of an Eye, but I think I might just run all of them, because the problem with the Roil Eruption is that it kicks for 7, so it's not very good at turning on the Risen Riptide early, so that's something else to consider. But yeah, that's my deck, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.